Hello, welcome everybody to Build Fly Go. This is our depart from Grenada to Puerto Rico. We stop in Antigua along the way to get some fuel, and it's a pretty big day. I think it was 2.5 hours to Antigua, and then maybe 2 hours to Puerto Rico, to San Juan. It was a good day, as you're probably aware from watching the other videos. We're sort of pushing to make it home with sort of the health situation in the world right now. We figured it would be best to be home than be in a different country. It's sort of bittersweet. We really wanted to spend a lot of time in the Caribbean, but we've decided that it's time to go, and we will plan a separate Caribbean trip and maybe bring some of you guys along. I know a lot of people have suggested that they would be interested in doing a Caribbean trip, and now that we've done it once, we sort of understand how it works, and we're excited to help plan another trip and enjoy it with a bunch of you. So here we are. We took off. We started filing IFR for a lot of these flights, just to sort of accelerate the process and make sure that we were going to get there. There hasn't been... there's been a lot of little layers, but not really sort of nasty clouds. Definitely in the Caribbean, it's mostly just little layers and some rain showers here and there. So filing IFR basically lets us get up and go, and it's easy enough to do. We mostly followed the island chain. I believe it's Martinique and St. Lucia and some of the others up from Grenada. And once we started getting close to the I believe close to Martinique, we decided to go direct to Antigua. So you'll see us sort of turn away from the islands, but it's still stunning how blue this water is and just how incredible it is. But yeah, more details when you get to Antigua. Enjoy the video. So here's our approach into Antigua. It was just these little scattered poofy clouds, no big deal. We have done Antigua before, which is one of the reasons that we decided to stop there. Was it's familiar, we know how it works, and we wouldn't be wasting time trying to figure that out. As usual, this is all gorgeous and blue and hilly and green, so we must come back. But easy landing in Antigua, big runway, big airport. Yep, and we'll taxi to roughly the same spot. This time we won't get scolded for how many spots are we going to do a taxi by before picking one, so we just picked the one right in front of us. And turned into the wind. Instead of with the other airplanes, it was gusting a little bit. And got fuel and went to do our immigration. In Antigua, you have to leave the airport, so you have to go through immigration and security to get to the airport office to pay your fee. The fee was $26 for landing, which is fine. And we came back out, got the airplane ready. We had already filed. We used, I believe, flightplan.com to file the AFR. We got started, and I realized that, oh, whoops, the chocks are still in. So stopped the plane, got back out, got the chocks. At this point, it's hot, right? Like we're in a hot airplane, and we unfortunately had to wait for, I don't know, it felt like too many airplanes coming and going and waiting for us. And we're finally off. Back taxi a little bit on the runway, and we're off for Puerto Rico. Again, filed IFR. Just look at that water. Wow. Then filed IFR and heading towards San Juan. The Isla Grande, I don't know how they say it. Ilha Grande is how you do it in Portuguese. Airport, which is sort of in the old town area and away from the big airport. It's actually pretty close to the large airport, but it's out of the way. It's a single runway and it's not busy. And there's no, I think there was a $6 landing fee at that airport, which is fine. No concerns there. Happy to pay $6 from, considering what we've paid $200 in some of the airports in Brazil, $250. So happy to pay $6 there. We came in and suddenly we have ADS-B weather again, and it's surprising how much of a relief it is to have ADS-B weather and ADS-B in, and be able to see all those aircraft. You have so much more information. We're really, really lucky in the U.S. to have access to all of that information and not have to pay crazy landing fees. So we're coming up on Puerto Rico, and suddenly it's Miami Center again and Puerto Rico approach. And it's a very different, I gotta say, it's a very different kind of experience talking to U.S. controllers. They have radar coverage, they have weather radar, they know what's going on, and they will preemptively route you around weather. This is definitely something that we've noticed is different in the U.S. from the other countries that we stopped in this trip. Was in the other countries, if you're on an instrument flight plan, you have to request deviations around weather, and sometimes they'll say no. Sometimes they just want you going in that direction, and it doesn't matter what's in front of you. In the U.S., the controllers will preemptively move you around and make sure that you're, not in an uncomfortable situation, not in, a nasty weather, nasty buildup, or anything like that. So kudos to the American controllers. Thank you for doing that for us. Thank you for being always so helpful. You guys really are top notch. So pretty approach into San Juan. And as before, we just land, I believe it's 08, 07, 09, it's right around there. It's sort of an eastbound runway. And we land, we taxi to CBP, the Customs and Border Protection little kiosk hut office, and then we get tugged to the ramp by the FBO people. Alright, well, enjoy. Please subscribe. We've got a couple more videos before we get home. We'll talk soon.